Hi, honey.
Hey, sweet pea.
How are you?
I'm ready to leave. Hey, it's all you.
Hi, honey.
She won't let me. She won't let me leave. I don't want you to let me leave anyway.
There's no out anymore.
No,
You're stuck.
no, I'm stuck when it comes to you. Well, no, I'm not stuck at all. I'm never stuck. It's a choice.
Your phone. Hi, honey.
Hey, sweet pea.
How are you?
I'm all right. But this is take 3. Oh, I'm all right. I think I'm struggling a little bit with life in general. So
Why is that?
I just I need to be able to do stuff and off on being off on medical, I don't have a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I have stuff I can do,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have the funds to do it.
Mm,
So, and it's getting colder outside. So now I'm not really stuck in the house, but I'm kind of stuck in the house because I know if I go out and do stuff, I need materials to do the stuff outside that I need to do, and I've got a lot of stuff that we do this podcast. I do 2 other podcasts. It's always a fight for a topic. It's always a fight to find time to do the editing. When I got so much other stuff that I want to do, it's a lot.
mm-hmm.
And between that and not be able to work, I guess I'm not be able to work, and now I'm gonna start physical therapy in the morning. It's
Which you're
just
not looking forward
which
to.
I'm definitely not looking forward to. The words Ben and physical therapy, well, the 3 words, are not meant to go together. It's just they're not.
Nope. He doesn't listen well.
Yeah.
No.
Physical therapy is focused exercise, and Ben and exercise don't go together.
There's a lot of things that Ben doesn't go together with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm not in that category because, well, you're kind of
I don't know. Ben and Amy go together just fine.
stuck.
So
We knew that was going to happen towards the latter end of your time off of work because you are,
every last year was the same.
yeah.
Last year was worse. Um,
Well, this year, part of it is because we're also saving for the wedding. So the funds are there. They're just allocated for,
funds are over here. They're not over here because if they're over here, I'd have spent them.
well, that's not necessarily true, but we're also trying to plan for the fact that we have big events coming up. Like, it's Thanksgiving. We got Thanksgiving with Kate this weekend. We've got Thanksgiving with my ex-in-laws
Yeah, it's your
next
family.
weekend. We've got the following Saturday, we've got Christmas with my family. And then you got, or Thanksgiving with my family. And then you got Christmas right after that. And then you got Kayla's birthday, Kate's birthday, Lizzie's birthday, Evelyn's birthday. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. And then the wedding is next year, so we're trying to save for that. So we're just having to learn how to readjust our
It's not just
finances.
that. It's just there's just not enough time in the day. There's things that I want to do, and I think right now I'm in a mental funk that I just don't want to do anything. I have a hard time getting motivated. I have a hard time finding patience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally every time turn around, I either want to rip somebody's throat out or scream at them to the point where they want to rip their own throat out. And
Yeah.
it's not fair to anybody to be under that kind of torture, but I just can't seem to find my way out of it.
Well, I think some of it is the stress and the stress and the pressure that we're both under right now. We feel like there's been a lot that's happened in the last couple months. Um, we're both exhausted from, you've been driving me around for
I think
my second job,
I think
which,
mentally exhausted maybe. Physically I don't I don't feel like I've done enough.
But mental exhaustion can weigh on your
Oh yeah,
physical stability more than you think.
yep.
And I know you and I had talked about this the other night. Like, we haven't been getting good sleep because we've been coming home later. Um, because we've been, for those of you who don't know, we've been doing DoorDash to kind of supplement, to
That's
save for the
that's
it's
that's
really
our
just to,
wedding fund is
yeah, it's
what that
really,
boils down
and
to.
it's, but where we live, there's not many orders. So we're, it's hit or miss depending on the days, but it's adding that into our schedule. We are having to adjust when we sleep,
Yep.
having to adjust when we go to sleep.
It's finding time. We just don't
Yeah.
have. There's not enough time in the day to you know work main jobs, do a side hustle, spend time with the family.
Hmm.
It's just there's just not. By the time we get around to finding that stuff, we're out of daylight, and at that point, we're
Well,
almost out of energy.
I'm always out of daylight by the time I get out of work anyway, because I work.
The winters are horrible. I used to hate when I was on a crew working days. It sucked because you went to work in the dark, you came home in the dark. It was just absolutely horrible all the way around.
Well, we have, um, that's part of working, part of life,
Yeah,
unfortunately. But
that's one thing I do like about working afternoon or a B crew is I've got most of the day, so I can get out, I can do a few things outside. Once you get up, you can get out, you do a few things, you have daylight, you can accomplish a little bit, and then when you go to work, unfortunately, there's always power there, so you can always work there because they
yeah,
have lights.
yeah.
So that's one good thing I like about it. I think it's the fact that I think I'm home too much. Not home too much. That's not the right way. It's not the right way to say that. I'm not I'm not busy enough. I'm not busy. I'm just it's not that
I can give you some tasks off my list. We had this conversation. Do you remember this
but
conversation?
it's not fulfilling stuff for me. I mean, I like helping out. I help you out when you know here at the house. I do stuff to try to help out as much as I
I'm
can.
not talking about the house stuff. We just had this conversation the other day about,
Uh,
or what was it, yesterday? I said I've just been feeling overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I'm having to do for our wedding. It's
yeah,
our wedding. If And I know that that's not usually a man's, like, whatever, it's a wedding, whatever.
It's
But
not. It's not. It's not the fact that it's not his place. And I may catch crap for this, but women usually have a certain way they want stuff when it comes to that.
I'm not normal women.
But you still want to have the right colors, the right flavors, the right this, the right that, the right display. I mean, there are a few guys that are that way, and that's fine. Most of us are like, it's cake or it's music. It's, I mean, most of us are pretty roll with the flow and
But how do you think that makes the bride feel if she is excited,
overwhelmed.
well, overwhelmed, but also and I can just think about you and I, that just makes me feel like, well, what's the point in getting married anyway?
Well,
Because if you don't care about what is supposed to be a big day in our relationship, then why should I? Why even do it in the first place?
it is a big day, and I'm not trying to diminish that part of it. What I'm trying to get across is the minor details that make that. I mean, when it all comes together, it's going to be magnificent, awesome. It's the minor details that we're like, you know, yeah, I know it's important because at the end it's going to be this great big thing and it's going to be awesome. But the minor details is most men have a tendency to overlook the minor details because the color it's important. Don't get me wrong, it is important. And maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I feel like most men is that the color is a color. It is important, but it doesn't matter to us which color you go with. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to diminish the importance. That's not what I'm trying to do. the really small details, which are extremely important. I have a tendency, men usually have a tendency to pick the wrong one. And then that in turn makes that great big deal, that great big day that we're supposed to have, not so great for you. Does that make more sense?
No.
Okay, let's, for example,
I get what you're saying.
okay,
I just don't agree.
because if I
Because
pick,
if you're saying that, oh, it's not really all that important, it is important because and I don't really, the wedding is important to me because I would like it to be nice.
right,
It doesn't have to be top tier or spend, hundreds of $1,000s. That's no, I'd rather put the funds towards something else. But what
agreed.
I'm saying is this is supposed to be a ceremony where the two of us are coming together. It should be a reflection of the two of us joining together, and it should flow as if that's what's happening. It shouldn't be I'm making all the decisions and you're like, okay, that's cool. I want your opinion about it.
You had just said that it's a reflection upon us. I look at I look at it as is it is a reflection upon us. You are a reflection upon me. The colors, the flavors, you are my flavor. You are my color. Is that
No,
no? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know
I
because
don't know, but it should be as important to you as it is to me.
it is. I just don't want to pick something that you're not gonna like.
But I don't know if I'm not going to like it because you don't make mention of it ever. You're just like, yeah, that sounds cool. Because I start to try to have a conversation of like, what do you think about blue and purple for the colors with like just accents, not actual colors? And like, okay, cool.
I like both those colors. It's fine with me. I don't know colors. People always ask, "What's your favorite color?" I don't have one because a color is a color. It depending on my what it's on or it's those are extremely hard things for me to choose because it's not like it I have to have one color. I like them all. I I appreciate the way colors line up and the way they make things, the accents and the way they make things pop. I like that. You asked me to pick two colors that are gonna make each other pop. I couldn't do that to save my life.
But what I'm saying is the struggle, and I'm sure a lot of women out there or a lot of brides out there feel the same way, is that it shouldn't just be me making all the decisions. It's not my day. It's our day.
And
And
I
that's where a lot of people will say, I'll get flack for that, I'm sure. It's the bride's day. It's the bride's day. No, it ain't. It's both of them. It's both of their day. The groom is just, bride wouldn't be there without the groom, now would they?
yeah.
So what I'm saying is you should want to have input and want to voluntarily provide input of
And
what is going to happen during that day. And I'm not talking about every little detail. I understand that the colors, you don't freaking care about the colors. I know my favorite color is purple. You like blue. They go well together. We're going to go with it. That
go
was an
with it.
easy one. I was just
Hmm.
using that as an example, but I'm just saying like flowers or, you know, unity thing. It was like
And I
pulling
put
teeth,
my I put my input in it.
but it was like pulling teeth to get you to say, yeah, I like that. Or go ahead and buy that. Sometimes it's you just simply saying, decision made. I don't want to have to be the one that makes all the decisions.
You had said this. There's three or four things here, and I said, no, I don't want to do that one. Right off the rip, it was a sand. I'm like, I don't want to do that one.
I didn't want to do it either. But what I'm saying is when it came down to it, we had a miscommunication about you said there's a certain thing that we're going to do that you liked and I liked, but sometimes you being very direct and saying, good, decided, purchase it. Well, that's what we're doing. I feel like I'm always the one left to make that final, that's what we're doing. And I don't want to do that.
Right. I
And you and I
just
have had that conversation about other things too, but like I just had noticed that that was happening more often. And I think that's where the frustrating and overwhelming part comes for me. It's like, this isn't, I don't want to do this by myself. I don't want to make all the decisions.
No, and I'm always more than happy to put my input in with them.
Your
Um,
input is different
I,
than your decision.
I would say I would don't have no problem with telling you the things that I don't like. Uh, as for when we find something that we agree on, and I think it's a miscommunication. When I say cool, go with it, or I like it, that is my way of saying decision made. I think that's where a part of our hang up is my the way I word things and the way you understand things are different. And it's sometimes it's I miss that and don't communicate it the right way that you understand it. And as many times as I can tell you when I say I like it, I forget to reinforce it with the wording that you understand best.
Well, because let me just explain to you, if I said, oh, I like that. Okay, cool. Or I like that, just go with it. It sounds much different than you leading and saying, you like this? I like this. We're going with it. Let's go ahead and purchase it. It's completely different from my side. So knowing now that that's what you mean by that, I can I can go forward, but that's not to say that I don't feel like you need to be more involved in the decision making. Um because I feel like I have a thing with grooms that just sit back and let the bride do everything. If that's how you're going to let it happen, how is our marriage going to be? Because planning a wedding is going to be a reflection of how the marriage is going to go. And if you aren't going to take lead, then are you ever going to take lead? See the correlation? So, like, I know you have the ability to do it. I've seen you do it. So, knowing that you do then comes into play of like, well, maybe he just doesn't care. Maybe it's not important. He just, which then I go down a rabbit hole and be like, well, what's the point? Does he even really want this, or is this just he's going through the motions? It was like with the honeymoon. You were very verbal about the fact that that's a great one. Go purchase it. Let's do it. And we sat there. We picked out the cruise. We looked at all the amenities together, and you gave your 2 cents. You looked some up. I looked some up. It was a team effort, and we found one that we both liked. And you were like, "Good, done." I was like, "Okay." It didn't feel like I was having not. How do I express this a little bit better? I'm not expecting you to make all the decisions, but I am expecting you to help make the decisions. I may just say like, "What do you think about this?" And you're like, "Okay, cool." And I'm like, "I was asking for an opinion. What is your thought on it? Like, I like this, but what do you think?"
Sometimes I don't have a thought, nor do I have an opinion. Um, and I know that that kind of mindset causes issues between us. Man, shoot,
I wouldn't say issues.
it would cause it between anybody.
It causes frustration for sure.
Yeah,
But I'm not afraid to tell you like, "Hello, I'm asking for your opinion.
right.
And if you're telling me you don't have one, here's how it's coming across." And then usually you're able to say, "Okay, wait a minute. I see what you're saying. Let me look at it. Give me some." And I understand that you sometimes need some time to, you have this whole thing about researching crap.
My brain, I can honestly say that I have my dad's brain. Sometimes it takes me a while of just kicking it around or even just setting to the side and going doing something else. And then it'll just pop in my head like, oh yeah, that's what I like. So sometimes it takes me,
Well, then you need to communicate that.
sometimes it takes me a minute, sometimes it takes me days.
Well,
And I don't want you to feel frustrated about that. But unfortunately, that sometimes I've noticed that's the way my brain works. I don't know,
and
my dad was like that when I was growing up, and that used to drive me bonkers. I'm like,
yeah, it kind of does.
and I apologize. I apologize to you, Dad. I apologize to you because I
Well, and I
understand
understand this
it.
about you, but you never. Well, it's one extreme or the other with you because
Yeah,
as soon as you are ready to talk about it, then I have to drop everything and talk about it.
yeah.
Like you'll walk in as I'm working and just start talking. I'm like, "Are you talking to me?" Because I'm not even focused on anything you're saying. And then I end up feeling like, "Oh well, crap! I just sounded like an utter jerk." But I'm like, "I'm getting paid to work right now."
And usually, if you're at work, I usually it's the information that I'm tossing around is usually not important. If it is important, I'll stand there and I'll wait
Yeah, you're usually good for that.
until you got a minute to say, all right, now you got my undivided attention.
No,
And if you're completely busy, sometimes I'll just go do something else. I'm like, I'm not gonna. It could it could take you 40 minutes at a project or dealing with the customer or whatever. I'm not gonna stand here for 40 minutes. I'll go do something else and then I'll come back to it when you're not quite as busy and I'm able to communicate whatever I need to say. So
no.
I don't when I walk away like that, I don't want you to feel like, oh no, I just kind of pushed him away because that's not the case. You're busy. I got to work around your work schedule.
Well, we had this conversation today too when you came down and you were like, I don't have anything to do, and I was like, did you do blah blah blah? And you're like, no. I was like, I asked you to do that 2 days ago. What happened? Why did you? I think it was about the cakes or something about
Because
calling the bakery.
honestly, because I don't want to call about the cakes. I know I should, and I will, but I don't want to.
But why not?
I just because it's just I don't know if it's because I've never done it, and sometimes I have a tendency to off put stuff I've never done. It's like a nervous put it off, and sometimes it's just like I don't want. They're gonna ask me questions that should be asked to you directly.
Why? You should know.
They're gonna ask, what size cake, what flavor. Hell if I know. But what if it's not the one you like?
Then I'll deal. I
But
mean, it's
that
not gonna like break my heart. First of all, we are very similar in the things that we like and don't like. As long as you don't put like hot sauce of any kind in the cake, we'll be fine.
oh well, that was the first ingredient I was gonna ask for.
No, you know not to do that.
It would make it a hot event.
No. But like you have to
That
have
means our wedding would be spicy.
all I'm saying is I get what you're saying because I tend to not want to do things too, but I'm the type of person that I'm like, I'm going to have to do it regardless. And I'm not afraid to step up and say, okay, I know him well enough to know he is not going to like that. So that's immediately off the plate. And I would literally say, give me options and I will go talk about it with him. It's
Right.
not about you have to make a
And
decision.
that's gonna
You
be my
have to get
plan.
options to then bring back to me. So from my end, it was like I just asked you to do one thing was to call.
And I not only am now tomorrow, not only am I gonna call one place, but I also found one or two more places in Adrian that I might call to because why not?
Call as
So
many people as you want to call.
can I go Ghostbusters?
No.
Oh,
And I'm not saying, like I said, I don't want you to feel like this is you're not doing anything right. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying like
I
the details to me, in my opinion,
right.
should be just as important to you as they are to me.
I think the major part is you're very detail oriented.
I want
I'm
shit
not.
done.
I'm not. I'm not detailed oriented at all. It's part of the reason why I would have never made it in construction because I could have never done finished carpentry. I don't have the patience for it. I don't care. You are a very detailed oriented person, which is part of the reason why we go along so well together. I can get it there and then you can finish it off.
Yeah, but it's frustrating to have to be the one
I
that
know.
nags you all the time because I don't want to be nagging you and be like, hey, did you get that done?
But I don't take it as nagging because I know I need to get it done. I'm procrastinating it. So you know what? Nag away. When it comes to that stuff,
Yeah.
nag away.
Every husband says that, and then they go to their friends and like, she nags me all the
Nope,
time.
nope, I will not because I know I should have been doing it. Now, on like the last couple of days, I honestly slipped my mind. It was complete honestly. So, but I need that reminder. It's only nagging when a person remembers it but doesn't do it. Procrastination has a tendency to bring on nagging. And yes, I do procrastinate sometimes, but a lot of times it just slips my mind because I don't want to I don't want to do it. So I end up getting distracted, thinking, okay, I'll come back to it when I get ready to it, and I don't.
Well, then
I don't take it as nagging
if you know this about yourself, then why can't you write it down somewhere or write a list for yourself on the fridge?
because I've had lists before. I don't. It doesn't do me any good because then I need a list of where I put my list.
So you're making me responsible for reminding you of
No,
something I've asked you to do.
no. I'm asking you to keep me on task.
What am I, your mom? I'm
No,
not your mom. I shouldn't have to keep you on task.
that's what you sign up for, sweet
And
pea.
therein lies the issue. I shouldn't have to mother you. You're an
You're
adult.
not mothering me.
I have to remind the kids to remember their homework. This is no different
It's a lot different, but that's okay.
to you, but it's not to me. If it is important to you, you will remember to do it.
Yeah, I usually do. Sometimes just slips my mind for a couple days.
They don't think you're hearing what I'm saying, but that's okay. I think we're both very tired and we're very kind of on edge tonight. But like, I'm okay asking things of you. I feel confident in you getting them done. But I've played the game where I've had to remind, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. I don't want another kid. I don't want to have to remind people all the time to do things, one, that they should want to do, two, that if I'm important enough, what I'm asking should be important enough to at least remember and for you to get it done. Where I'm frustrated is I ask you to build me a tiny little garden, and now I got an entire greenhouse, but you can't remember to call the cake company.
Yeah.
And the excuse is, well, I just didn't want to, and it slipped my mind for a couple days. It's I didn't ask you anything different than to build
I'm
me a garden.
I'm a kind of person. I'm this is gonna sound dirty, but I'm handsy. If it's something to do with my hands,
You'll be
I
doing stuff with your hands, writing shit down.
that just doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way, sweet pea.
I'm really trying not to get mad.
Oh,
I'm really trying. I hear what you're saying. It's not your forte. And I'm okay in supporting and knowing it's not your forte. But at some point, I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to get mad because I'm continuing and I am the person that I will only ask so many times until I just do it. But in this case, I'm going to say, cancel it. It's not important to him. Why have it? That's where that's going to end. If I'm the only one putting in the effort to plan the day for both of us, I'm going to be so stressed out. One, I won't be able to enjoy any of it. Two, I'm going to feel like, well, I have to be the adult in this relationship. Um, and three, I'm going to be left completely alone when you were supposed to have my back. But we have to figure out a way where you're going to be able to, I'm going to be able to step back on the controlling it all, and you're going to need to step into controlling some of it to where we are equal partners in the planning and the executing and in all of it. Because this isn't just about the wedding. This is about, is this how life is going to be? I'm always going to have to be reminding you of doing things you know you're supposed to do. Because we get on the kids about doing the same dang things. And I know I forget stuff. I'm not saying you're not going to forget stuff now and again, but this shouldn't be something that I am the only one having to do.
Well, we'll make some phone calls tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get either info or we'll get something checked off the list.
Well, I don't want you to, like I said, I don't want you to feel, now I feel like you're just doing it because I told you you had to do it.
No, because it needs to be done. I've been dragging my feet long enough that I need to just do it.
Well, it's not like both of us haven't had a lot on our plate either.
Yeah, but I
I'm,
haven't had as much as you do.
no, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. But what I'm asking you to hear me in is we were working together as partners until it came to planning the wedding. And then I started to see like little things of like, well, the partnership is kind of, I'm doing this all over here, you're over here. And I'm like, what's happening? Because like you said, we're good on so many things. And we've talked about this. I'm quick to decisions. I will look at and break down information like that. You need 20,000 freaking years to think about one thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have made this decision 20 years ago. And you're just not coming around to this. But I have had to flex into saying, okay, this is just the way he processes the information. He needs to know it's the best option, which has allowed me to slow down and look at the different options because the option I would have chose actually wasn't a good option. Your ability to say, okay, I'm going to take that information, I'm going to soak it up, and I'm going to make sure it's the right way to go is a strength, but sometimes that can be a hindrance because sometimes we don't have time for you to do that. You got to make a decision in the moment. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. And I think in your mind, some of it's probably thinking, well, we've got plenty of time. The wedding's not till next year. Why are we doing it now? Do you have any idea how long it takes for weddings to get put together?
A week?
At least a year. We haven't got suits yet. I have no idea what you guys are going to wear. I need to get shoes. You got to get shoes. There's a lot of stuff that goes into a wedding. And to be honest, I kind of wish we would have just gone to the courthouse.
Told you you're worth more than that.
And I've always wanted a
If
wedding.
if if you had had a wedding before and you're like, I don't need to go through all that. I don't want to go out, then we would have just done it that way. But you want a wedding, so therefore I need you to have one.
But therein lies the problem for me because I don't want to do it just because I want to do it.
No, it's not. It's I don't have any problem doing it. What?
That still doesn't feel like it's something you want.
No, I do. It's because you said, well, let's just scrap the whole thing and just go down and just get it taken care of. You would not be happy with that. And that's when I told you, no, we're not going to just scrap it. We're going to go through with it because it's something that's important.
But it shouldn't be all about what I want. That's the point I'm trying to make.
The wedding is about us. The way we get there is that's even about us. It's hard for me to describe. It's hard for me to explain that.
I'm not, let me make it very clear. I'm not doubting that you want to be my husband. That has nothing to do with this, okay?
Right.
We both know like that's a role that we've both wanted for a while. It's just the getting there part. I hear what you're saying and I appreciate what you're saying. And like, this has been a dream of mine since I was a little girl. I didn't get it the first time around for extenuating circumstances and the fact that I didn't feel it was right in that moment.
Right.
Now is a different situation. And I'm not girly about a lot of things. I'm pretty tomboyish about a lot of things. But I would like to be able to have a ceremony and a wedding where my mom is able to watch me walk down the aisle. I think my mom deserves that.
And I agree.
We said this right off the rip. Our wedding is not about us. I mean, it is about us coming together, but
Yeah.
it's
Right.
about our village coming together, because without them, we couldn't be standing in front of them.
You're right.
Because we know when we vow what we vow to each other, they're going to support those vows and keep us on that straight and narrow.
Hmm.
But I think where I struggle is I never wanted a wedding that was about the bride. No, I don't like being center of attention. I hate it, in fact. A little here and there is okay, but I want it to be just as much about you and my families as it is about me. And I think everybody is making it about the bride, the bride, the bride. And I'm like, I'm not the only one getting married. So I kind of would expect you to be as excited about it as I am, from a standpoint of, let me just explain it this way. You often say, well, I'm not romantic. I'm not romantic. You know the trauma that I've had. Choosing me is much different than getting stuck with me. You saying, oh, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. I don't care. Do what you want. Kind of feels like, well, whatever. It is what it is. I'm just. But the wedding should be anticipated as much by you as it is by me. And so should the decisions. I would think you would want to have some say because it is your day too.
Yeah.
Like if you want to ride off in a side by side, I'm game. Let's do it. I don't know where we're going to do it at the location that we got, but we'll figure it out.
They would not like me taking off in their grass.
I would love to have a photo where the side by sides and the quads are in the back. I think that would be cool because that's who we are.
Right.
But I don't know if they'll let us do that.
They would. They would. They would if we set them there. As long as we weren't driving them around, they'd set. We could set them there. I'm sure we could have pictures.
No.
And I know that we're gonna have people that have trucks. There's all we gotta do is have them on the trailer.
Well, we have our own truck, but yeah.
Right. Well, and we could always. And that's something to think about. Photos are something that we can think about. We can set those. We could set that up anytime.
Well, photos, we have to think about our exit, how we're gonna.
For that fact, we could because we'll have the dress and the suit. We could we could have somebody come up and take photos of that stuff later.
What do you mean?
We we could even do it. We could set the side by side out back there and just put our clothes back on and then just get them photographed right there. Wouldn't have to be done on that day.
I'd rather just, yeah, because we only have a photographer for the one day.
Yeah, I mean,
In your mind, it's a minor detail.
yeah, because it's just more just hook the trailer up, put them on there, and go. Done.
But therein lies the problem. I'm thinking about all the strategic things that have to go into doing that, and
Minor
and
details.
you're going into just, I'll make them show up. But I think that goes into why you're feeling the way you're feeling, is because both of us, when it gets to be winter, we're both very, oh, I don't want to do anything. We don't want to go anywhere. We don't. We're
Well,
very,
I do. I just find it some stupid excuse not to.
well. I don't want to be around people.
It's too cold. Or
I hate the cold. I live in the wrong state. I want to go back down south where it's freaking warm.
I couldn't do that kind of heat. And I had a hard time in Texas. It's just too hot, which I thought I would never say.
Yeah, right. Well, there's mid ground in there somewhere.
Yeah, we go to Tennessee,
Oh
but
hell no,
why wouldn't you do Tennessee?
because everybody goes to Tennessee. I don't want to go where everybody goes.
You know,
I want to be in a little town, a little Hallmark town where you know your neighbors and they leave you the F alone.
little towns, that's not the way that works.
Well, I know. I want just some small little off the road town, close enough to the big city where I can go get what I need. But the South doesn't have seasons like they do up here.
No,
We're going to be snowbirds. That's just what's going to happen. We are going to fly south for the winter.
we're gonna drive south. I ain't flying.
Well,
So,
now we just have to figure out
yeah.
what state we're going to be snowbirds to.
I don't know. That's discussion for another time. Let's not focus too far out. Let's get through.
I work remotely.
Let's get through the holidays. Let's get through the wedding. Let's get through the honeymoon, and then let's get through the graduations, and then let's get through the retirement, and then after that,
We got a lot of crap coming up.
when they said you hit your older ages, you're supposed to be able to slow down. No, somebody throws that sucker in neutral and lets it go down the hill full tilt. E-brake doesn't even work anymore on this
Yeah,
crazy
well,
train.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll get it done.
you know.
But
So
as you can see, planning a wedding.
if I had hair, I would pull it out.
He pulled it all out already.
Yeah, I had to cut it off. It kept hurting. I was yanking on it too hard.
Yeah.
I had to cut it short so I can't grab a hold of it.
Weddings are very stressful, but life in general is just very stressful. But I appreciate that we're able to talk about things because I think sometimes couples forget to say, I don't like that. That's a hard line for me. Or respectfully saying, like, I need you to step up. Like, I feel like I'm drowning and you're holding the life preserver going like, nah, 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 nah.
You gotta be quicker than that. I got you $1.
You get my point, though.
Yeah, I get you.
I know.
All right. I guess we can go ahead and wrap it right there.
Do you guys have any advice on how to de-stress?
Email happyhouseholdpodcast@gmail.com. All one word. Write that down.
Like, share, follow. We
Comment.
appreciate the support.
Yep. And with that, I guess we will see you next time.
Maybe with less hair. We're not sure yet. Hopefully less weight.
Later, skaters.
Bye.